Hey, it's Joe, and you're probably expecting that I'll be having a video about the new LEGO Enterprise sometime soon, and I will. In fact, I'm going to start building it pretty much right after this video publishes. But the reason I haven't started on the Enterprise yet is I felt like I had to get all my Christmas LEGO out and on display first. And I thought I'd take a quick minute just to show you what I have on display. And I'll just go left to right here down my main fireplace shelf, which is where most of my sets with lights are, because we have a cat that is obsessed with chewing on wires. So this is the one spot that we have not seen her get to. So I feel like it's safe. But I'll start here with the Taller Christmas Tree, which is one of the sets that you could buy from Lego. And I think it came out 2 or 3 years ago. And then under here, this is part of the Toy Store from 2015. And I realized the Toy Store came out in 2009 originally. And I was actually happy to see it come back in 2015 because I wasn't buying Lego in 2009. Then next, we have Santa's Visit, which is one of my favorite Winter Village sets. I only have the Winter Village sets back to 2014, and I don't have them all on display anymore because I've just kind of run out of space, and I had to make the hard decision that I don't have to necessarily display every single Christmas set I own. But Santa's Visit, I think, might be my favorite one of the 11 that I have. So I had to count there in my head to remember. But we've got the tree there lit up, and I really like the inside, which of course you can't see when it's on display with the lights. But I have it here to the side. Then next, we have the actual rest of the toy shop. And you can see the Christmas tree there with the wires wrapped all around it, because that's not actually a light kit. So I don't have lights that are the correct distance apart along a wire. Same here on the Toy Store, but when you're looking at it from a distance, you can't actually see the wires, you just kind of see the lights. Next to that is Holiday Main Street, which does have a light kit, so the wires should not be as visible, but you can still see them in there. That was the Winter Village set from 2022, I believe. Then if you look up a little bit, you see Santa and his sleigh is flying over. I used some just plain black bricks, which, if you're familiar with my Club XI build, that's what those are from. But they are holding up some train tracks so that the sleigh can appear to be flying over the roofs. And it's flying right now over the roof of the Gingerbread House, which is the Winter Village set from 2019. And as much as I like the look of it, it is a pain to try and get the lights there under the roof. And in fact, you can kind of see right here, I don't know if you can actually see that, but that's where I've stuck one of the brown hinge pieces that is supposed to be inside of the roof right there, because it fell out. And the roof likes to become disconnected without being touched very much, but thankfully up here on the shelf, it's not going to get played with. It's just going to be looked at. And I really like seeing the lights shine through the clear bricks there that make up the windows. Next is the Elf Clubhouse, which I believe was the 2020 Winter Village set. And it's another one of my favorites. It's a really fun build on the inside also, and I like the way it's lit up where it has all of these pieces with LEDs in them and it flashes. The blue ones don't show up very well. I don't know why that is. I have found that the more lights I plug in, the less the blue shows up, but I still like it. And then over here, you've got the 2014 Winter Village set, which is the oldest one I own, and is another one of my favorites. Not because it's necessarily a great build, but it's Santa's Workshop. And I feel like if you're going to have a Winter Village and you have a chance to have Santa's Workshop, you should have it. And I did have a light kit, a battery-powered one for the sleigh, but I don't have it installed because it just sucks the batteries dry in only a few minutes. And then finally, we have another Christmas tree. And this one was a gift with purchase, I think 7 or 8 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago. I don't remember when. But again, I just put some of my own colored lights on it, and it makes a nice bookend to the first Christmas tree. Now, if we move over to some other shelves, these mostly don't have lights. Here we have the collection of mini gingerbread houses, starting with this little one here, which was the Barnes & Noble gift with purchase last year. This one here was a Lego gift with purchase in 2014 or 13. I don't remember because I bought it on Bricklink a couple of years ago. And then here is the miniature gingerbread house that was a gift with purchase in 2019. In fact, it even says that on the placemat there. And it's supposed to represent a miniaturized version of the big gingerbread house, which I think it does really well. Then here you've got the Nutcracker ballerina, which has a little something. Yeah, there's a little thing you can move in the back that makes it move. That was a gift with purchase last year. Here's one from 2016, maybe. It's a snow globe. This is one of my favorites, and it even has lots of these little 1x1 round tiles, so you can shake it up like there's really snow in there. Then over here, I've got the collection of brickheads, which is Santa and Mrs. Claus, and then what they call reindeer, elf, and elfie. And then behind them, you have the giant upscaled Santa Claus minifigure, but that's not the new set that came out this year. That is actually a Rubricable mock that I built and did a video on last year. And then finally, you've got a picture frame with Santa Claus and two very rotten children. But the picture frame is pretty cool because it's got the bells and it's got like a little Christmas tree and a little gingerbread house and a little reindeer. And I suppose the children eventually became a little less rotten. So moving up a level, we have something here that is clearly not a Lego set. It is a light-up bowling alley, which seems only appropriate given my name. And then we have another gift with purchase set. This is ice skaters, and if you turn the wheel, they will go skating around the ice. That was a gift with purchase, I think, in 2020. And it's one that Lego had to keep making active because in 2020, Lego had supply problems and they sold out of everything on Black Friday, and they kept having more gift with purchases, but there was nothing to purchase to get it. Then in the back here is a little carousel. Let me see if I can find the crank so that I can turn it, but I know it is able to be turned, and there we go. Turns pretty fast, but it's got little train cars and a little tiny Christmas tree. And then here is a mixture of gift with purchase sets and poly bags and other small sets. Like all these stands here and the Christmas tree and the lamppost, those are all part of two separate sets you could buy for, I believe, $10. There's like a little train and a pretzel vendor and a coffee vendor and place to buy the train tickets. Then another gift with purchase from, I think, 2023 is the horse and carriage ride there. The little Christmas tree there is just a poly bag from 2 or 3 years ago, and I had that Christmas tree on the corner of my Lego store Rubricable build / mock that I had for Christmas last year. And then in the back, you've got the post office truck. Now, I actually don't have the Lego post office up this year. I had to retire a few of the Winter Village sets, and that includes the post office, which I didn't really like that much, and the Alpine Lodge, and the fire station, and the train station. And then finally, we got one more shelf, and we've got a gift with purchase set from 3 or 4 years ago that is from Scrooge, A Christmas Carol, where you've got Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim inside their little house, and then Scrooge waiting outside on top of something that's supposed to look like a book. Then we've got the buildable poinsettia, and then we've got one of my favorite, not just Christmas sets, but Lego sets. It's one I always forget about because I only get it out at Christmas, but the Home Alone set is one of my probably top 10 favorite Lego sets ever. And we've got, was it Harry and Marv inside the fake plumbing van. And of course, I've got a big light kit here, and it's being powered off of a battery, but I've got to have it kind of awkwardly in here because of that extra build toward the back that contains the kitchen and the furnace there. And the Lego shelf I've got it on is not deep enough to be able to put it straight, so I've got it kind of crooked, but it's got lights all on the inside and a few here up in the attic that you can see. See if I can open it. Yeah, you can see where Kevin has his battle plan and his bed. And of course, the front here opens. Let me see if I can find out. Yeah, and you can see the other insides of the house. But it's got enough lights in there, you can really see it through the window. And you can still see the things turning when you turn the function here to make it look like, or do the thing where Kevin tried to make it look like people were home by turning the record players and having stuff in front of the windows. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at my Winter Village sets, and I'm glad to finally have these all out and I can move on to other projects. And of course, that other project is the new Starship Enterprise, which I will get to building soon. That will probably not be the next video I have out. I do have another one that I've scheduled to publish on Sunday, and I think that'll be before I can get the Enterprise built and a video made for that. But look for a video on that early next week. But I'm going to get started building on the Enterprise now, which means it really is a good day to build.